BackstageAxxess.com. We are here with KORN guitarist Munky. Munky, thanks for talking to us today, man. I appreciate it, man. We're in Rochester, New York, right before they take the show to a sold-out crowd here. And the first question I have for you is, you're in the midst of the Escape from the Studio tour. Whose idea was it to get away from the studio and, you know, come out on tour and do some dates?
It was kind of collectively, you know, our management said, you guys interested in doing some shows? It started out as festivals in Europe, and then it kind of grew into this larger sort of, it became a tour, you know, a full-on tour. It was only a few dates, and then we added the tour, so.
Now, you guys are working on a new CD, so how's the new CD coming along, and when can the fans expect a release?
Hopefully the release will be early next year. Process, we're still writing songs, and we're doing it with Ross Robinson, which I'm really happy about because, yeah, I mean, he's just phenomenal about removing like raw energy out of somebody and putting it on tape, and we're actually doing it that way. We're not using Pro Tools or anything. We're just going to record onto a tape machine. Like we used to do, like we did on the first two albums.
Now, going back to the first couple, obviously Ross was a big part of that. Now, why all of a sudden did you guys decide to go back to Ross for this CD?
I mean, I think that everybody in the band kind of felt it was getting away from what started this band, which was the raw emotion of it, and it was the right time to kind of bring Ross back into it and have him just remind us of what's really important, and that's making music for ourselves and for the fans.
Now, like you said, you guys are in the process of creating some music. Is there any possible song titles or even maybe an album title that you guys are aiming for right now?
Jonathan's been working on like some conceptual ideas about symbols, and so I don't know if there's any, like, you know, anything in words, but he's come up with some really cool symbols for different things, like drugs, money, power, those sort of symbols that represent those items.
Well, the latest release that you guys had in 2007, you know, wasn't as big as the release as your 7 previous studio albums. Now, do you guys feel any pressure, you know, putting out a huge, you know, getting Ross back, and do you guys feel any pressure like this next release has to be something special like the other ones previously?
Not so much pressure. I think we were putting a lot of pressure on it before because we did a record deal with Virgin Records. And we did a 2-record deal with them, and you know, we wanted to give them their money's worth, because honestly they gave us a lot of money, and we wanted to deliver 2 really great albums. And now it's not about that. We don't even have a record deal right now. Now it's about, okay, we're making money. We're not making money from record companies anymore. We're doing this now all on our own. We're funding it ourselves. There's no budget. So it's kind of like we're making the music just, you know, like we used to. You just, you know, figure out how to get to the studio on time, and everyone fend for themselves for lunch, and, you know, that sort of thing.
How is it running your own tour, pretty much like you say?
Excuse me?
How much is it like? How is it like a difference of running your own tour besides like the record company backing you guys?
You don't spend as much money. you save a lot of money, and you cut corners, and
deli meats aren't as good tonight for everybody, is what you're saying, right?
Exactly. There wasn't dessert tonight, so.
The creative process between you and Fields, you guys pretty much go in, create the music. Jonathan comes in and lays the vocals. Is that something that you guys always have done, or is it something that you guys are just starting to do now?
It's something that we've always done. We always, me and Fieldy, always write the music first, and then he comes in and lays his lyrics and melodies down over the top. So that hasn't changed. But it's nice going back to that writing style. I mean, we're writing in a room with Ray Lazier, me and Fieldy, in a room this big, this size, which is cool. It's like a 1-car garage, and it's nice because the energy is very compressed and condensed, and we want to capture what we're doing in that small room onto tape.
Right. So what are basically, you guys are doing this real small kind of, getting out of the studio, like I said, escape from the studio tour, and then you guys are going over Europe and doing a slew of dates for the summer. What can we expect for Korn's, touring plans for fall and winter?
We won't be touring in the fall. We'll be in the studio recording the album. Yeah, and then probably finish around maybe, hopefully by Christmas time. And maybe release early next year. So, and then, tour all next year.
2010 is what we're looking at. Your Fear and Nervous System is your side project. Can you tell us maybe a little bit about that?
It's something I started working on, after we finished tour. Actually, I started about a year ago, and I just kind of started assembling different musicians, and Brooks Wackerman, myself, Leo Ross, Billy Gould from Faith No More, bass player. And at one point I had Wes Borland come in, and we did a couple of tracks together, but honestly I was really scattered and I really didn't have my head together, and but I did do 13 tracks. There's 13 tracks of music I have, and they're completed. I wanted to do the vocals on it. I'm not much of a singer, and it's kind of a lot of pressure to sing on something. I know a lot of people, expect a lot, and when you're in a band with one of the best singers in the world, it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to sing on this. But, I've been offered a lot of help by mapping out melodies, and I do have some lyrics and stuff, so I just need a little bit more of a push to finish it, but I hope to finish it within the next few months.
So basically, if that's going to be finished too, and that's coinciding with also the Korn release, can we expect something of a near future release for something like that, or is that going to be pushed back after the Korn CD release?
I'll see once I get done with the writing process and the guitar tracks, and once Jonathan moves into his stage of writing lyrics and stuff, maybe that'll inspire me to move forward and finish that record.